All right, let's take a look at section 3.6 real quick here. We're doing polynomial inequalities. So for our polynomial inequality, we have a couple steps to follow. So I've got an example here for us. We have x squared minus x is greater than 20. First thing you're going to do is you're going to set this equal to 0. So I'm going to take this 20 and I'm going to subtract it, and I'm going to get x squared minus x minus 20 is greater than 0. Okay, then you're going to solve the equation. So this I can factor. So if you can solve by factoring, that's your best bet. And here I can say this is going to be x minus 5 times x plus 4, because my factors of 20 that add to -1 are going to be -5 times +4 will give me -20. -5 plus 4 will give me -1. All right, then I'm going to solve it. So I'm going to go x minus 5, and I'm going to go equals 0. That's going to give me an x equals +5. I'm going to go x plus 4 equals 0. That's going to give me an x equals -4. Okay, here's the new part. So we are going to plot these on a number line, and we're going to separate it into intervals. So let me get a line here for us. All right, so we're going to find -4, that's going to be over here. And we're going to find a +5, that's going to be over here. And we're going to separate into intervals. So when we talk about intervals, we are going to look at the interval from -∞ to -4, this interval right here. We're going to look at the interval between -4 and -5. And we're going to look at the interval from 5 to +∞. What we want to do is we're going to take our original equation. I'm going to write that here so I can still see what it is. We're going to choose a test value in each interval. Okay, so I'm going to pick some number that's less than -4. So maybe like -8. Then I'm going to pick some number between -4 and 5. Easiest one for that, 0. And then I'm going to pick a number greater than 5, so maybe 10. And then I'm going to test it, and I'm going to see which of these intervals I can accept. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is test -8 in this problem here. So I'm going to go -8 squared minus -8 is greater than 20. -8 squared is going to give me a +64. This double negative here will give me a +8. And let's see, 64 plus 8 is going to give me a 72. And I have the statement 72 is greater than 20. That is a true statement, so I accept this interval. So this interval is going to work. Okay, so one of my solutions is going to be contained within this interval here. Okay, which is -∞ to -4. All right, now I'm going to test 0. So I'm going to get 0 squared minus 0 is greater than 20. That's going to give me 0 is greater than 20. That is not true. Okay, so I do not choose this interval. Then I pick the interval over here, pick the number 10. I've got 10 squared minus 10 is greater than 20. 10 squared is 100. That's going to give me the statement 90 is greater than 20, and 90 is greater than 20, so I accept this interval as well. And this is going to be the interval from 5 to +∞. And actually this one, since they're facing away from each other, this would actually, you could use this symbol here, but I believe the way that we are doing this for this section is we're going to use the word or. Okay, and then just pay attention to the parentheses or the bracket, and I'm going to fix that. We started with just a greater than symbol, so we're just going to be using parentheses here. So from -∞ to -4, or from 5 to +∞. All right, let's take a look at one more example here. So you've got 2x squared plus x is greater than 15. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to solve it. So I'm going to take the 15 and I'm going to move it over. So I'm going to subtract it. I'm going to get 2x squared plus x minus 15 is greater than 0. All right, so this is not a monic trinomial, so I want to factor this. I'm going to factor using the mistake method here. Let's see. 2 times 15 is going to give me negative 30, and then I want factors of negative 30 that add to 1. So for that, I'm thinking we've got 130, 2 and 15, 3 and 10, 4, 5 and 6. So 5 and 6 have a difference of 1. So that's going to be with a positive 1, x plus 6, x minus 5. 6 minus 5 gives me a positive 1. 6 times negative 5, negative 30. Now the mistake part for the mistake method, put the 2 underneath. Okay, this is 6 over 2. That gives me 3. So this is x plus 3. And this is going to be 2x minus 5. All right, now we're going to set each of those factors equal to 0. So I'm going to go x plus 3 equals 0. That's going to give me an x value of negative 3. And 2x minus 5 equals 0 is going to give me an x value of positive 5 over 2. Okay, there, when you're solving with the mistake method, you could just take that, set it equal to 0, and solve. Okay, either way. All right, now I'm going to take my two solutions. I'm going to graph them on a number line. Okay, and let's see, I've got negative 3. And 5 over 2 is 2.5, but so we know that's like over here, 5 over 2. All right, so I am testing the interval from negative infinity to negative 3, between negative 3 and 5 over 2, and then over from 5 over 2 to positive infinity. So let's see here. I'm going to go with, we'll go negative 6 is in here. 0 is in between negative 3 and 5 over 2. And we'll go with 5 over here. All right, our original equation, 2x squared. So we'll start with negative 6. 2 times negative 6 squared plus negative 6 is greater than 15. So negative 6 squared is going to be a 36. 2 times 36 is 72. Minus 6 is greater than 15. 72 minus 6 is going to be 86. No, not 86. Sorry, 66. 66 is greater than 15. It is. So we're going to accept this interval here. Let's try with 0. 0, 2 times 0 squared plus 0 is greater than 15. Well, anything times 0 is 0. So this is 0 is greater than 15. 0 is not greater than 15. Okay, so we're not going to accept this interval. And then let's try with the 5. So 2 times 5 squared plus 5 is greater than 15. So 5 squared is 25. 2 times 25 is going to give me 50. Plus 5 is greater than 15. 55 is greater than 15. It is, so we're going to accept this interval here. So then our answer is going to be the interval from negative infinity to negative 3, or from 5 over 2 to positive infinity. And that's everything for 3.6.